stars. City moon was lying low. I do believe she is scarred. There's a pain in this gloom. It caught me off guard. The fire of day is gone and left the night charred. And the bumps just sift through the ashes. Open up your arms, big mama. I am all alone. New York, you're a mother, but you're home to 9 million hungry souls who would be lost without you. Whoever told you that a child feels no pain, all that is left for him is to die or go insane. All my shame is for him who made him a thief. Who says Hail Mary is different than Hail to the Chief? But pity I reserve for his people. Open up your arms, big mama. I'm all alone. New York, you're a mother, but you're home to 9 million hungry souls who'd be lost without you. And there ain't no more fair fights, there's just degrees of hate. There ain't no more 45s, just cop 38s. You would move west again, but it's a little late. The West is moving east again. I guess that cycle is fate. But working can also be called a habit. Open up your arms, big mama. I'm all alone. New York, you're a mother, but you're home to 9 million hungry souls who'd be lost without you. Here we go, sports fans. Grandma taught Sunday school with an Indiana soul. Played that broke church piano with fingers made of gold. But on each Sunday, when she was down a road, Grandpa got to thinking about his children leaving home. Took out a bottle of religion. Open up your arms, big mama. I'm all alone. New York, you're a mother, but you're home to 9 million hungry souls who'd be lost without you. This is a song about crows. Corvo. It's my favorite bird. The farmer, he watches out over his field. He harvests just what he has sown. His only interest in a greater yield for the machines and the chemicals he owns. And each imperfection is now revealed as the reaper's long arm rakes the rows. His yearly battle with nature is sealed. He abandons the field to the crows. Let's look for a moment at the sleek, dark mime and the black and the blue of his wings. He stalks his prey with the sharpness of the military mind, and nobody ever says he sings. An effigy is made to scare him away, dressed up all in poverty's clothes. Now only scares the children at play. We abandon the field to the crows. He travels a straight and narrow path. He is neither the pawn nor the king. He fights out of sight with a terrible wrath, and then sleeps where the church bells ring. When the machines are so large that no one's in charge, and the young men know what they know, all is in range for the brief exchange. We abandon the field to the crows. That's a piccolo song. All the rest of my songs are very long, but that one is piccolo. My mandolin had a little too much vino rosso. Andiamo. Down by the banks where the blackberry grows, all in the shadows of the late autumn hours, all in the brambles of the late blooming rose. Well, I picked all the white ones, I picked all the blues, for those are the ones that would go with their dress. And to dance tonight, wear holes in her shoes, till I am the one that she loves the best. So dally down where the river runs, where the forest fades, the senses clean, and dally down where the fiery sun and the rhythm moon makes a fairy dream. And you might think that my heart would lie, many a girl has caught my eye, but my heart all along belongs to the girl who brings me a blackberry pie. I've stayed single all of these years in a twisting rope and the wounding wind, never staying long enough to see the spring where I had seen the harvest in. And don't give a tinker's damn for the road, though many they say I'm bound to roam. And it just might be the last one in, though I will be coming home. Where the forest fades, the senses clean, and alley down where the fiery sun and the river moon makes a fairy dream. And you might think that my heart would lie, many a girl has caught my eye, but my heart all along belongs to the girl who brings me a blackberry pie. Many a glass I'll drink tonight, whether wine red hand shall work or fight. There is no judge more fair than time, for there is no one to change his mind. And each time I look in the parting glass, as years that look both am the hunter. This song takes place 7,000 years ago. I don't know if you were there, but I was there. It's a good year for hunting and gathering. Not much else happened. Good year for Vino Rosa. Say hi to everyone at home. Hi. Gatherer who gathered me in arms and spent the winter wandering as safe as we were warm. When spring was ripe upon us, you sowed your summer green, and in autumn with your sickle you took away my need. Upon Orion, the hunter who's been chained and forced into the heavens, the king who has been lamed. For I was once the hunter, and you were once my friend, and you'll not have your freedom till I am free to hunt again. Call down the moon if you can, call it down. Call down the moon if you know what to say. Call it down, call down the moon for a man, call it down. And he will be yours for a year and a day. And oh, what a year. Oh, what a day. Child of the hunter, they have given him my name and poisoned all his arrows to uniform his game of protecting the provisions and ownership of ground, thwarted in his vision by his woman and her sound. Call down the moon if you can, call it down. Call down the moon if you know what to say. Call it down, call down the moon for a man, call it down. And he will be yours for a year, for a day. And oh, what a year. But oh, what a day. All are raisins, the currants are rock hard. The holly bears its berries, blood red upon This is called the Tailor. The king's queen is hungry for the pleasures adultery knows. Tailor, sew me a cloak of scarlet that will disguise me well for courting on the sly. That will make the fever transparent to the night's eyes. I will pay it dearly with favors and with sighs. No, said the tailor said no. A cloak will not hide what your own eyes see. Cloak will not change what is hidden underneath. Just as mine does not confine the idea of what I am. I am not a tailor, I'm a man. Guardsman's greedy, he's underpaid, he knows. Tailor, sew me a cloak of indigo that will disguise me well for the highwayman's game. No one will suspect evil, and a king's cross are the same. I will pay it dearly with half of what I claim. No, said the tailor said no. A cloak will not hide what your own eyes see. A cloak will not change what is hidden underneath. Just as mine does not confine the idea of what I am. I am not a tailor, I'm a man. The king, he is frightened with shadows behind his back. Tailor, sew me a cloak of sable will disguise me well from the daggers of my foes. That will keep me far above those that are below. I will pay it dearly if you fail on the gallows. No, said the tailor said no. A cloak will not hide what your own eyes see. A cloak will not change what is hidden underneath. Just as mine does not confine the idea of what I am. I am not a tailor, I'm a man. This next song is about Central America, Nicaragua, and Ronald Reagan's foreign policy. Sí. Sí, no grazie. Captain, oh, who is my captain? Can it be that there is nobody at the helm? Can they dare call it reason? The king has somehow abdicated his realm. Will they fall from the sky in the black of the night? Will they crawl through the jungle at dawn? Will they booty in the west down at Punta Arenas, or in the east at Porto Limon? I signed on in my youth, thinking there was but one truth, that this mission was sent for a merciful good. But when the port came in view, came a far darker hidden truth, that the cargo of business was understood. Will they fall from the sky in the black of the night? Will they crawl through the jungle at dawn? Will they booty in the west down at Punta Arenas, or in the east at Porto Limon? No, they'll come through the banks and the right-wing think tanks. Multinational only means the people they cry. For in the face of the reaper, you know the people work cheaper. Keep a tight grip and squeeze all the freedom dry. Will they fall from the sky in the black of the night? Will they crawl through the jungle at dawn? Will they put in the west down at Punta Arenas, or in the east at Porto Limon? Oh, Captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
Oh, who is my captain?
Who is my captain?
Can it be that nobody here is my friend? For this history lesson, that in business the means justify the end. Will they fall from the sky in the black of the night? Will they crawl through the jungle at dawn? Will they put it in the west down at Punta Arenas, or in the Margaret wore white shoes when we first met. They're not so white now since she got them wet. And all the noisy people with too much to say, shining up their shoes, saving for a rainy day. I'm in love, it's hard to say. Come again some other day, and will you say I'm in love? The last rose of summer is still a rose, bent by the weight of the late autumn snows. And Margaret took the time to take it in her room, counted off the days waiting for that rose to bloom. I'm in love, it's hard to say. Come again some other day, and will you say I'm in love? And so many road signs that point in both ways, some follow both roads in their younger days, till all they're afraid of is coming true, frozen in indecision, wondering what to do. I'm in love, it's hard to say. Come again some other day, and will you say I'm in love? Margaret sang a funny song of a girl who spilled her wine. The neck she held too tightly was vinegar in time. And all the little children who laughed at every word did not hear the sadness in the words they heard. I'm in love, it's hard to say. Come again some other day, and will you say I'm in love? It's hard to say I'm in love. It's hard to say I'm in love. Okay, we need you to clap on this song.
Uno momento, por favor.
The song is in jig time, which means you have to wait 8 beats, auto beats, and then clap twice.
All right.
Oh. It's very easy. They could even do it in Switzerland.
And you know nobody ever has a good time in Switzerland. Here we go, Swiss fans. Well, there's May Day, and May wine, and may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose, and neither grows alone. It's not like band to play us flute for those who dance for fun. The fire flickers and boys and roots who chances on the run. It's not like elves to hide the gold where fortune seekers die. The fire in Lauren Island shore, it only rents a life. It's May Day and May wine and may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. By the May mulligan days, like a feet aboard a wing. It's not like science to sing the songs to sing to the cautious ear. They learn a coward's right or wrong and train a death for fear. It's not like kings to yield their wands for hundreds of years of war. The drop by drop, the ancient vine says blood at every door. There's May Day and May wine and may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dawn, sweet song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. It's not like girls to give consent to men of ragged prose. The poets sing of nursery rhymes and cradles are filled with hope. It's not like me to give my heart in these drowsy daffodil days. The dreams that douse a timid spark with sleep presents its blaze. There's May Day and May wine and may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. By the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard of wings. It's May Day and May wine and may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On a May mulligan day, slow like a feet aboard of wings. It's not like saints to tell the tales of knights on windswept moors, when death defies and dreams of fate to close a cellar door. It's not like shepherds that lay them down when wolves are on the prowl. The songs that skin a waking town, an ill wind has no howl. There's May Day and May wine, may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. There's May Day and May wine, may I please come home. But the briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. There's May Day and May wine, may I please come home. The briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. There's May Day and May wine, may I please come home. The briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. May Day and May wine, may I please come home. The briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. We're dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. May Day and May wine, may I please come home. The briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. Dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May mulligan days, slow like a feet aboard a wing. May Day and May wine, may I please come home. The briar grows before the rose and neither grows alone. Dancing back to a fade in the light of the dancing song of spring. On the May home. Like a day snow, like our feet are born of wind. We're gonna do one more song and then take a brief intermission. And then we will be back to play more songs. There are plenty. 30 days as September, 30 days in the sun, April, June, and November, all those days on the run. But you gotta stop somewhere, for you're betrayed by the wheel. Take my love by the hand for a walk down to Potter's Field. 30 pieces of silver from a long ago scheme. That's the price you kill for fulfilling Jeremy's dream. But it's all blood money, familiar friend at your meal. But the flowers still bloom every spring down in Potter's Field. 30 years in youth's doorway for philosopher kings. 30 more that you work for the tomb's retirement brings. But you can't take it with you every day that life steals. Time in the end puts us all down in Potter's Field. 30 days as September, 30 days in the sun, April, June, and November, all those days on the run. But you gotta stop somewhere, or you're betrayed by the wheel. Take my love by the hand for a walk down to Potter's Field. Take my love by the hand for a walk down to Potter's Field. Take my love by the hand for a walk down to Potter's Field. We'll be right back. Don't go far. Grazie. This is a song about a coyote. I am the coyote. I wrote this song late one night in Paris after drinking too much vino rosso and reading too much Arthur Rimbaud, both of which are hazardous to your health. With their non-urban romances, with sonic maidens who cite Rambo. Scarf-wrapped earrings without chances of restitution in the arms of the cold. Alone as a coyote who scratches carefully down the vacant streets of storefront tombs. Alone as a coyote who dances madly with anyone who ritualizes under the moon. Lost in the womb of promise, a paradise found in the dying guilt, blaming all of the doom of compromise and the precise wound that it helped to build. Alone as a coyote who suffers openly, vinegar to the lips of dying flesh. Alone as a coyote who acts majestically on that stage of countdown when his life is a mess. And the torches set to the sweet pavilions where the ladies dangle their husbands on diamond-studded leashes worth millions in the fine print of contracts of understand. Alone as a coyote who left all behind him to chance freedom in the wisdom of the fool. Alone as a coyote who changes his mind when the chance comes to break all of the rules. And distance is a metaphor divided in ruin. To the victor, the ashes. To the victim, the crown. Resistance is a luxury provided with doom, with a foolhardy fantasize all the way down. Alone as a coyote thirsted so patiently for the moment of truth that betrayed so soon. Alone as a coyote who stalks all the graveyards, digging up the promises sworn to the moon. Street. You can always tell who the tourists are in New York. They're the ones who ask for Houston Street. But in New York, it's pronounced Houston Street. And Houston Street is the street that divides Greenwich Village on one side and Soho on the other. And I like to think of it as being symbolic of the thin line that divides tragedy from comedy. That's funnier if you live in New York. Houston Street, though I could not feel the pain. The path of least resistance driving me insane. And it is hard to please your conscience when all of love's a crime. And it's hard to call the police with your class lousy Teutonic. And I know you're just laughing, 'cause there's nothing else to do. You might die laughing, 'cause the joke's on you. Easy Alice was a would-be actress until she got bored with the lines and started practicing insanity when she got no Valentines. But now she plays the part of a lover in the late-night pickup bars. And I might go on home with her if I didn't mind the scars. And I know you're just laughing, 'cause there's nothing else to do. You might die laughing, 'cause the joke's on you. A man lay dead on Houston Street. He'd been dead for many days. And they all walked by with nervous feet as though he was just drunk or dazed. After all, there was nothing they could do like donate time or money. Or go on back to Houston where they don't talk quite so funny. I know you're just laughing, 'cause there's nothing else to do. You might die laughing, 'cause the joke's on you. Yeah, you might die laughing, 'cause the joke's on you. Three soft green mountains of jaded jewels, of jasper and quartz that shiver in snow, of jasmine and chamomile in the cracks of the road. Three sisters alone showing spring west cruel. Long before the coast makes claims with its spray, or the inland plains of their favored fields, where nature shares secrets in all autumn's yield. Three sisters alone, winter's wishes betrayed. The oldest looks out on the workers who slave the toil of the fields and bread slow as the seasons change course. The youngest shines youth as it blossoms with love. The pureness of passion for cause and for birth. A kinship of sorrow and friend of the earth. Three sisters alone are memories enough. Three sisters of mercy who are one yet their own. Cross a desert of madness, they beckon you come towards fullness of life as you grow wearisome. Three sisters alone, but love brings you home. Side was the brightest pair of emerald eyes. The belle of Gretna Green. Her hair was golden brown, if there one be so blessed. Black velvet was her gown, white lace upon her breast, a half crescent moon in silver on a golden chain. And so my heart was claimed. But she said she'd not be mine, for she'd soon be a bride. Her man would soon arrive from the Northumberland side, though it pleased not her clan that he was a highwayman. 'Twas safe in Gretna Green, so I drank a sad farewell that night in starry spell. And as I bid goodbye, the smith drew me aside. He said, "'Tis true enough that she be waiting for her love. 'Tis all in vain in mind. For 10 years ago today, but 7 miles away, the dragoons rode him down. 'Neath the Blackford's oak was found, and no one to this day has had the heart to tell her his fate. That half crescent moon in his his hands. And many the years have gone as I sing to you this song. She does not age at all, and many for her they fall, and those of lonely bed can drink a toast to her instead. Farewell, my belle, my queen, the ghost of Gretna Green. Gone insane. Carson McCullers and Sylvia Plath. How we gonna stop them going down that path? Aye, 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 aye. What's a boy gonna do? Aye, 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 aye. What a mulligan's do. Well, I saw her today on the avenue. She was looking both ways with somebody new. How many men can she go through in life when she can't hold a candle without holding the knife? Aye, 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 what's a boy gonna do? Aye, 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 what a mulligan's do. Take this hunger from me, it's all I've ever known. She said I'm curled inside myself alone. I'm calling, ranting, raving. I'm falling and I'm aching, just waiting for someone to take me home. Just take me home. Janis Joplin and Marilyn Monroe. All of the boys say, what a way to go. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the craziest one of all? Aye, 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 what's a boy gonna do? Hunger from me, it's all I've ever known. She said I'm curled inside myself alone. I'm calling, ranting, raving. I'm falling and I'm aching, just waiting for someone to take me home. Marlene, Dietrich, and Lily Marlene. All of the girls have gone insane. Carson McCullers and Sylvia Plath. How we gonna stop them going down that path? Aye, 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 aye. What's a boy gonna do? Aye, 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 aye. What a mulligan's do.
an airplane. I don't know what it's doing in my pocket. It's looking for my capo. It's magic. This is a song called The Vicious Cycle. Plowing his fields alone, a man with his harvest unsown, his circles getting wider and wider, dragging stones to build his home, seal the tomb of his unknown, his loneliness a gnawing, spinning gyre. Though the roots of corn lay trampled and torn, as a damp wind proclaimed the winter's end, when a friend made haste to bid him good day, and that has made all the difference. Do you exist at the moment in the solitude of noise? Do you exist at any moment at all? Are you truly a friend to those you call friend? Is your work worth the worry of it all? I am alone, I am alone, I am alone. How long can this cycle go on? I am reaching out a hand to you. Please do not refuse. Please do not refuse. Do not refuse. In a faraway city room, a girl pants her poems to the moon. Her walls eclipse all of her pagan dreams. When reason wed with chaos cries, deliver a saint, and her family ghost caught in the candle screams. My garden is placed on my shelf with my pen, where it is safe from all the scraping pain. Shall I chance myself, my reflection again, and then go back naked to the rain? Do you exist at the moment that your kiss turns cold? Do you exist at any moment at all? Are you truly a friend to those you call friend? Is your work worth the worry of it all? I am alone, I am alone.
hand to you, reaching out to you. Please do not refuse, do not refuse. Round a nearby corner, in the hour of the stumble home trunks, when the beggars all line up at the bakery, though they call for the loaves, the man knows all of their names, and he smiles as he bids them all good day. And no smoke-filled rooms, eating crow with a silver spoon, pouring salt into the wounds of friends. And this shall be our rite of spring, to simply say that we exist, and then go back naked to the rain. Do you exist at the moment that your bottle's full of empty? Do you exist at any moment at all? Are you truly a friend to those you call friend? Is your work worth the worry of it all? I am alone, I am alone, I am alone. How long can this cycle go on? I am reaching out a hand to you, reaching out to you. Please do not refuse, do not refuse. Redevelopment. This was inspired by the squatters movement in Berlin. Stand empty, yet they still stand in the way of progress. And the bulldozers come to make their mark, and the riot police are lurking in the dark. The last bastion of true freedom, the freeloaders and squatters are no future, and they know it. And there is a plan, an incredible plan, to build up the city of the future. And all we must do is make these buildings disappear, and then their way it is perfectly clear. We're all in the same project together. We speak the same language of economics, and it makes a lot of sense, and it makes a lot of dollars, and if it makes a lot of homeless with no future, so what? no future. They look at their creation and they say it is good.
Favorite Irish poet, a man by the name of James Clarence Mangan. He died in the gutters of Dublin in 1849. But before he died, these sisters picked him up and took him to a hospital and put him in front of a mirror, thinking that his frightening self-image would shock him back to reality.
No way.
And he took one look in the mirror and he turned to them and he said, "That's nothing compared to the state of the inner man." Constant sorrow, ruin has him in the wind at last, cries the wolf of time. Merchant make a cloth for a sinner man, finer than the one that he lost, but it is nothing to the state of the inner man. Though the wolf goes hungry again, cries a wolf of time. Man of sorrow, ruin has him in the wind at last, cries a wolf of time. Build a new house for a sinner man, stronger than the one that he lost, but it is nothing to the state of the inner man. Though the wolf goes hungry again, cries a wolf of time tomorrow. And I have lost my gold in the river drown, cries a wealthy man of sorrow. Ruin has him in the wind at last, cries a wolf of time. But the poor man has hope for a sinner man, says you still got your health, but it is nothing to the state of the inner man. The wolf goes hungry again, cries a wolf of time tomorrow. I have lost my son, my only son, cries a worldly man of sorrow. Ruin has him in the wind at last, cries a wolf of time. But he's gone to the father of all sinner men, in a far, far better world. And it is nothing to the state of the inner man. So the wolf cries a wolf of time tomorrow. And I have lost my name, my only name, cries the vagabond of sorrow. Ruin has him in the wind at last, cries the wolf of time. But the mirror don't frighten no sinner man. Blood blackens on hope's last door, and it is nothing to the state of the inner man. Though the wolf goes hungry again, cries the wolf of time tomorrow. Discover what it is to be in love. Far flung in the withered leaves above, the wings of light have filled my empty room. The winter light that glares and stares at you. I watched you light a candle with a friend. The flame, the fling, the falling feeling ends. But you and I, we had no heart to hear the part of the flame that isn't clear. Discover what it is to be in love, to test the fates that taste beyond enough, that lingers on the frost-bitten core, that Adam left behind when he wanted more. And you and I belong to all this time that lingers in the night of the falling stars. The hot and cold of crystal claret that brings the flame an inch away from me. Discover what it is to be in love, to lie beneath the stone where lovers mourn, where two or three and one must never know that fantasy is real when you let it go. Time that lingers in the night of the falling stars, the hot and cold of crystal clarity that brings the flame an inch away from me. Spoken foreign tongues, for the woman leads the man into her heart, but the girl must lead the dancers in the dark. And stumbling through the moon-infested night, remember it is not a pretty sight. The flame, the ash come crashing to the ground. Remember that it's not a pretty sound. Grazie, 100 miliardi di grazie. We're going to do one more song and call it an evening
for lack of anything better to call it, have to get on with my favorite part of the evening, which is when I eat and drink some vino rosso. It's your town. I'd like to have another big hand for Mr. Todd Sheaffer on the guitar. And Mr. Brady Rymer, better known as Shady Oliva, on the bass. I'd like to thank you all for inviting us here to play for you. It's been a slice of heaven. We're going to finish up with a piccolo song about a wedding feast. This wedding feast takes place in 1174 BC. And there are several very jealous goddesses because for the first time a god is marrying a mere mortal. Now Zeus, in his wisdom, decides he's not going to decide who the fairest goddess is. He's going to pawn it off on Paris. Paris, he's no dummy. He comes from New York, so he doesn't decide who the fairest goddess is. He merely considers the bribes that they offer him. The first has offered him victory in all his battles. I know it's tempting.
No.
The second has offered him wisdom, all the knowledge of the world.
No, no grazie.
The third has offered him the most beautiful woman of the world.
Sì.
Now, unfortunately for us, in 1174 BC, the most beautiful woman of the world is Helen of Troy. But this song takes place in 1174 BC in a little club in Greenwich Village. Some call it Halloween, and all the saints were there, quite decadent and obscene. When I crashed through the door, just to make myself heard, they said, "What are you here for, and what are these words?" But all my words are for love. All my words are for love. All my words are for love. All my words are for love, for love, for love, for love, for the love of the woman who's scarred on the sole of her breast, with a scar on her breast, with a child at her breast. Awaiting the judgment of Paris, as though we had learned the first time, as though some phantom dare us. I'll have none of your victory. I'll have none of your wisdom. I'll have none of your most beautiful woman of the world. For all my worlds are for love. All my words are for
All my worlds are for love. All my worlds are for love, for love, for love, for love, for the love of the woman whose soul is the scar on her breast. With a scar on her breast. With a child at her breast. Were laughing, though their redness was from jealousy, and the cymbal was crashing as to punctuate insanity, as they all looked behind them at their pillars of salt, dragging everything with them that ain't likely to fall. But all my faults of love. All my faults are for love. All my faults are for love. All my faults are for love, for love, for love, for love, for the love of the woman whose soul is the scar on her breast. Virgin martyr, disguised as a boy, with her innocence on trial, which is what they enjoy, as the whiteness shows through in the midst of the flames. They start looking elsewhere for someone to blame, but all my blame is for love. My blame is for love. All my blame is for love. My blame is for love. All my blame is for love, for love, for love, for love, for the love of a woman whose soul is the scar on her breast. Maintenant la Vierge folle, avec son histoire d'une âme, avec les coups infernales, sa raison d'être Notre-Dame. As the bell slowly tolls, gods and mortals they ask, which Marlene is gone, we can't see through their masks. But all my masks are for love. 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 All my masks are for love, for love, for love, for love, for the love of a woman whose scar is the soul of her breast. most famous of crimes.
'Twas a bonny bunch of roses that my true love gave to me. She courted me quite freely when she was 17. She courted me so fully that it went right to my head. And 'twas a bonny bunch of roses that I left beside her bed. Well, I never told a falsehood, I never told a lie. I just stretched the bonny truth a bit until I said goodbye. But 'twas never my intention to go and make her cry. That bonny bunch of roses was the thorn into my side. So I went off to seek my fortune as the only thing to do. I went and bought a racehorse who only missed a shoe. I was thinking about the wagers and thinking about the bets, and a bonny bunch of roses they would place around his neck. Well, round the final corner and round the final peg, my bonny bunch of roses went and broke his bonny leg. But 'twas me who did the running towards the bonny red sunset, 'cause there weren't no bloody roses they were putting round my neck. So I went off to join the army as the only thing to do. The Duke of York was drafting about 1,000 troops or two, and he gave us all a uniform and gave us all a nag, with a bonny bunch of roses on the shield and on the flag. Then he marched us round the town, and he marched us up the glen, and he marched us up the bloody hill, and he marched us down again. But there weren't so many coming down as there were going up. There was a bonny bunch of roses that we placed upon the plots. So I went back to find my true love as the only thing to do. I went and said, I'm sorry, and then I said, I do. She was full of surprises as soon it was I learned it weren't no bunch of roses handed me on my return. Well, now I'm down to the pub most every afternoon. My pension buys a pint and the children ask a tune. Sing the bonny bunch of roses and sing it once again. That bonny bunch of roses gonna be my ball and chain. Sing the bonny bunch of roses and sing it once again. That bonny bunch of roses gonna be my ball and chain.
Todd Sheaffer, Brady Rymer.